have the power to change your life. Right now, in this moment, you can make a decision that will alter your future. And today, we're going to talk about one of the most important choices you can make, the choice to stop feeling lonely. Loneliness isn't just an emotion, it's a state of mind, and like any state of mind, it can be changed. You have the ability to reshape your thoughts, to redirect your focus, and to reconnect with the world around you. Think about this. Every person you admire, every successful individual you look up to has faced moments of loneliness, but they didn't let those moments define them. They used them as stepping stones to greater connection, deeper understanding, and personal growth. You might be wondering, how do I start? How do I force myself to stop feeling lonely? The answer is simpler than you might think, but it requires action. It requires you to take the first step, and then another and another after that. First, recognize that loneliness is often a signal. It's your mind telling you that something needs to change. Instead of seeing it as a burden, view it as an opportunity to grow, to reach out, to build new connections and strengthen existing ones. Now, let's talk about action. Action is the antidote to loneliness. When you're stuck in your head, feeling isolated, the best thing you can do is to get moving, go for a walk. Call a friend. Volunteer at a local charity. Join a club or a class. The simple act of engaging with the world around you can break the cycle of lonely thoughts. Remember, loneliness often comes from a disconnect between our expectations and our reality. We expect to be constantly surrounded by friends, to always feel connected. But that's not realistic. Everyone has moments of solitude. The key is to use those moments productively. When you're alone, use that time to develop yourself. Read books that challenge your thinking, learn a new skill, write in a journal, meditate. These activities not only fill your time, but they make you a more interesting, well-rounded person. And interesting people attract others naturally. Now let's address a common misconception. Many people think that to overcome loneliness, they need to be constantly surrounded by others. But that's not true. Quality connections matter more than quantity. One deep, meaningful conversation can do more to alleviate loneliness than a dozen superficial interactions. So how do you build these quality connections? It starts with being genuine. Don't try to be someone you're not. Share your true self with others. Be vulnerable. Talk about your interests, your passions, your fears. When you open up, you give others permission to do the same. And that's where real connections are born. But here's the catch. You can't wait for others to come to you. You need to take the initiative. If there's someone you'd like to know better, reach out. Invite them for coffee. Ask them about their life. Show genuine interest in their stories, their experiences, their perspectives. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but I'm shy. I'm not good at talking to people. That's okay. Social skills are just that. Skills. And like any skill, they can be learned and improved with practice. Start small. Set a goal to have one meaningful conversation each day. It could be with a coworker, a neighbor, or even the cashier at your local store. Each interaction is a chance to practice, to get more comfortable, to build your confidence. Here's another powerful tool to combat loneliness. Gratitude. When we're feeling lonely, it's easy to focus on what we lack. But shifting your focus to what you have can change your entire perspective. Each day, take a moment to appreciate the good things in your life. It could be as simple as a warm cup of coffee, a beautiful sunset, or a kind word from a stranger. Gratitude opens your eyes to the connections that already exist in your life. Technology, in today's world, we're more connected than ever before. We have social media, instant messaging, video calls, but paradoxically, many people feel more isolated than ever. Why? Because digital connections, while valuable, can't fully replace face-to-face interactions. Use technology as a tool to facilitate real-world connections, not as a substitute for them. Here's a challenge for you next week. Every time you're tempted to scroll through social media, reach out to someone instead. Send a text to an old friend. Call a family member. Arrange to meet someone for lunch. You might be surprised at how many people are eager to connect, just waiting for someone to make the first move. Remember, forcing yourself to stop feeling lonely doesn't mean you'll never experience moments of solitude. It means you're taking control of your emotional state. You're choosing to see solitude as an opportunity rather than a burden. You're actively working to build meaningful connections and to find fulfillment in your own company. Self-talk for a moment. The way you speak to yourself has a profound impact on your emotions. If you constantly tell yourself you're lonely, guess what? You'll feel lonely. Instead, try changing your internal dialogue. Instead of I'm lonely, try I'm taking time for myself. Instead of no one wants to be around me, try I'm open to new connections. These small shifts in language can lead to big shifts in mindset. Now, I want you to think about your interests. What are you passionate about? What topics could you discuss for hours? These interests are your bridge to like-minded people. Whether it's a love of books, a fascination with history, or a hobby like photography, your interests can lead you to communities of people who share your enthusiasm. Seek out these communities. Join a book club. Attend a photography workshop. Participate in online forums. When you connect with people over shared interests, conversations flow naturally and friendships form organically. Here's another powerful strategy. Be of service to others. When we're feeling lonely, it's easy to become self-focused. We dwell on our own feelings, our own situation. But turning your attention outward, focusing on how you can help others, can be transformative. Volunteer at a local shelter. Offer to help a neighbor with their yard work. Tutor a student who's struggling. When you're of service to others, you not only make new connections, but you also gain a sense of purpose and fulfillment. Let's address another important point. The difference between being alone and being lonely. They're not the same thing. You can be surrounded by people and still feel lonely. Conversely, you can be alone and feel completely content. The goal isn't to never be alone. The goal is to be comfortable in your own company, to find joy and fulfillment whether you're with others or by yourself. So how do you become comfortable being alone? Start by planning enjoyable solo activities. Take yourself out to dinner. Go to a movie. Visit a museum. At first, it might feel awkward. You might worry about what others think. But push through that discomfort. With time, you'll find that these solo adventures can be incredibly rewarding. You'll discover new things about yourself, develop your own taste and opinions, and build self-confidence. The power of routine. When we're feeling lonely, it's easy to fall into unproductive habits. We might sleep too much, eat poorly, neglect our health. But establishing a positive routine can provide structure and purpose to your days. Wake up at a consistent time. Exercise regularly. Eat nutritious meals. Set aside time for hobbies and personal development. A good routine not only improves your overall well-being, but also creates natural opportunities for social interaction. Is an important reminder. It's okay to seek professional help. If your feelings of loneliness persist despite your efforts, or if they're accompanied by symptoms of depression or anxiety, don't hesitate to reach out to a therapist or counselor. There's no shame in seeking support. In fact, it's a sign of strength and self-awareness. Now, I want to address those of you who might be thinking, but I've tried all this before. Nothing works. First, I want to acknowledge your frustration. Overcoming loneliness isn't always easy, and it doesn't happen overnight. But I want you to consider this. Maybe you haven't failed. Maybe you just haven't succeeded yet. Every attempt you make is a step forward, even if it doesn't feel like it at the time. Each interaction, each new experience is teaching you something. It's all part of the process. Expectations for a moment. Often our loneliness is exacerbated by unrealistic expectations. We expect to find our tribe immediately. We expect every interaction to be deep and meaningful. We expect others to reach out to us. But real life doesn't work that way. Building connections takes time. It takes patience. It takes persistence. Adjust your expectations. Celebrate small victories. A pleasant conversation with a stranger, a potential new friend, a moment of genuine connection. These are all wins. Here's another powerful tool. Creativity. Engaging in creative activities can be a wonderful way to express yourself, process your emotions, and connect with others. Whether it's writing, painting, music, or any other form of creative expression, these activities can provide a sense of fulfillment and can also lead to new social connections. Join a writing group, take an art class, attend open mic nights. Creativity opens doors to new experiences and new relationships. Now let's address the role of self-compassion in overcoming loneliness. Often, when we're feeling lonely, we're our own harshest critics. We blame ourselves. We think there must be something wrong with us. But this self-criticism only deepens our sense of isolation. Instead, practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness you'd offer a good friend. Acknowledge that loneliness is a common human experience. You're not alone in feeling lonely. The next time you're feeling lonely, instead of trying to push the feeling away, sit with it. Explore it. Ask yourself, what is this loneliness trying to tell me? What do I need right now? Sometimes loneliness is pointing us towards a need for deeper connections. Sometimes it's highlighting areas of personal growth. By listening to your loneliness rather than fighting it, you can gain valuable insights about yourself and your needs. The importance of diversity in your social connections. It's easy to fall into the trap of only seeking out people who are just like us, but some of the most enriching relationships come from connecting with people who are different from us. People of different ages, backgrounds, cultures, professions. These diverse connections broaden our perspectives, challenge our assumptions, and make our lives richer and more interesting. Now, I want to address a common fear that often holds people back from connecting. The fear of rejection. It's natural to worry about being turned down or not being liked. But here's the truth. Rejection is a normal part of life. Everyone experiences it. The key is to not let the fear of rejection stop you from reaching out. Remember, every no brings you one step closer to a yes. Every rejection is an opportunity to practice resilience, to learn, to grow. Here's another powerful strategy. Create your own community. If you can't find a group that aligns with your interests or needs, start one. Organize a book club. Start a hiking group. Create a support group for people dealing with similar challenges. Not only does this give you a sense of purpose and leadership, but it also connects you with others who share your interests or experiences. The power of small talk. Many people dismiss small talk as superficial or unimportant. But small talk serves an important purpose. It's the bridge to deeper conversations. It's how we establish comfort and build rapport with others. So don't underestimate the value of those seemingly trivial conversations about the weather or local news. They're the foundation upon which deeper connections are built. Now, I want to address those of you who might be dealing with loneliness in the context of a major life change. Perhaps you've moved to a new city, ended a long-term relationship, or changed careers. These transitions can be particularly challenging, but they also present unique opportunities for growth and new connections. Embrace your new circumstances. See them as a chance to reinvent yourself, to explore new interests, to meet new people. Here's an important reminder. Authenticity is key. In our efforts to connect with others, it's tempting to try to be who we think others want us to be. But pretending to be someone you're not is exhausting, and it prevents genuine connections from forming. Be yourself. Share your true thoughts, feelings, and experiences. The right people will appreciate you for who you are. The power of curiosity. Cultivating a curious mindset can be a powerful tool in overcoming loneliness. When you're curious, you're naturally drawn to engage with the world around you. You ask questions. You seek out new experiences. You're interested in other people's stories. This curiosity not only makes you more approachable and interesting to others, but it also helps you find joy and fulfillment in your daily life. Now, I want to address the role of forgiveness in overcoming loneliness. Perhaps past hurts or disappointments have made you hesitant to reach out to others. Maybe you're holding on to resentment towards people who have let you down. But holding on to these negative feelings only deepens your sense of isolation. Practice forgiveness. Not for the benefit of others, but for your own peace of mind. Forgiveness frees you to open your heart to new connections. Here's another powerful strategy. Practice active listening. In our fast-paced world, truly listening to others has become a rare skill. But it's a skill that can dramatically improve your relationships. When you're talking with someone, give them your full attention. Listen not just to respond, but to understand. Ask thoughtful questions. Show genuine interest in what they're saying. People are drawn to those who make them feel heard and understood. The importance of boundaries. It might seem counterintuitive, but setting healthy boundaries is crucial in building and maintaining meaningful relationships. Boundaries protect you from relationships that drain you or take advantage of you. They ensure that your needs are met. And contrary to what you might think, clear boundaries actually make people feel more comfortable around you, not less. Now, I want to address the impact of physical health on loneliness. Our physical and emotional well-being are closely linked. Regular exercise, a healthy diet, and adequate sleep can significantly improve your mood and energy levels. When you feel good physically, you're more likely to engage with others and to project a positive energy that attracts people to you. Instead of focusing on what you can get from others, focus on what you can give. How can you add value to other people's lives? How can you make their day a little brighter? This could be as simple as offering a genuine compliment, sharing a helpful piece of information, or performing a small act of kindness. When you focus on giving, you not only feel more connected to others, but you also become someone others want to be around. The power of vulnerability. In our efforts to protect ourselves from hurt, we often put up walls. We present a polished, perfect version of ourselves to the world. But true connection comes from sharing our authentic selves, including our struggles, our fears, our imperfections. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you create space for others to do the same. And it's in these moments of shared vulnerability that the deepest connections are formed. Now, I want to address the role of patience in overcoming loneliness. Building meaningful relationships takes time. It's not something that happens overnight. There will be setbacks, there will be moments of frustration. But don't let these discourage you. Every step you take, every effort you make, is bringing you closer to the connections you desire. Trust the process. Stay committed to your growth. Illustrate another powerful tool, practicing mindfulness. Often our feelings of loneliness are amplified by dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. Mindfulness brings you back to the present moment. It helps you appreciate the connections that already exist in your life. It allows you to fully engage with the world around you, whether through meditation, deep breathing exercises, or simply paying attention to your senses. Mindfulness can be a powerful antidote to loneliness. The importance of self-reflection. Take time regularly to check in with yourself. How are you feeling? What's working well in your life? What areas need improvement? What are your goals and aspirations? This self-awareness not only helps you understand your own needs better, but also helps you connect more authentically with others. Now, I want to address those of you who might be dealing with loneliness in the context of a busy, successful life. It's possible to have a full schedule, a thriving career, and still feel lonely. Remember, it's the quality of your connections that matter, not the quantity of your activities. Make sure you're making time for meaningful interactions amidst your busy schedule. And it's a powerful question to ask yourself. What kind of friend am I often? We focus so much on what we're not getting from others that we forget to examine our own behavior. Are you reliable? Do you show up for your friends in times of need? Do you celebrate their successes? By being the kind of friend you'd want to have, you naturally attract similar people into your life. The power of rituals in creating connection. Rituals, whether personal or shared with others, can provide a sense of belonging and continuity. This could be as simple as a weekly phone call with a family member, a monthly game night with friends, or an annual holiday gathering. These regular touchpoints create a rhythm of connection in your life, something you can look forward to and rely on. Now, I want to address the impact of social media on loneliness. While social media can be a tool for connection, it can also intensify feelings of isolation if not used mindfully. Be aware of how different platforms and interactions make you feel. Do they leave you feeling connected or more alone? Use social media as a springboard for real-world interactions, not as a substitute for them. Remember, the curated highlight reels you see online don't reflect the full reality of people's lives. Here's another powerful strategy: practice random acts of kindness. Small gestures of kindness not only brighten someone else's day, but also give you a sense of connection and purpose. Pay for the coffee of the person behind you in line. Leave an encouraging note for a coworker. Compliment a stranger. These acts create ripples of positivity that extend far beyond the immediate interaction. The importance of self-acceptance in overcoming loneliness. Often, our loneliness stems from a belief that we're not worthy of connection. We think we need to change who we are to be accepted by others. But true lasting connections come when we accept ourselves fully and allow others to see our authentic selves. Embrace your quirks, your imperfections, your unique perspectives. These are what make you interesting and relatable. Now, I want to address the role of humor in building connections. Laughter is a powerful bonding agent. It breaks down barriers, relieves tension, and creates shared experiences. Don't be afraid to let your sense of humor shine through. Share funny stories. Laugh at yourself. Look for the humor in everyday situations. A well-timed joke or a shared laugh can be the beginning of a beautiful friendship. It's a powerful exercise. Create a connection action plan. Write down specific, actionable steps you can take to build more meaningful connections in your life. This might include joining a club, volunteering for a cause you care about, reaching out to old friends, or striking up conversations with your neighbors. Having a concrete plan gives you direction and motivation. The power of empathy. Developing your capacity for empathy not only helps you form deeper connections with others, but also helps you feel more connected to the world around you. Practice putting yourself in others' shoes. Try to understand their perspectives, even when they differ from your own. Empathy opens doors to understanding and connection that remain closed when we're focused only on our own experiences. Now, I want to address the importance of self-care in combating loneliness. When we're feeling lonely, it's easy to neglect our own needs. But taking care of yourself, physically, emotionally, and mentally, is crucial. It gives you the energy and positivity you need to connect with others. Make time for activities that nourish your soul, whether that's reading a good book, taking a relaxing bath, or going for a nature walk. Here's another powerful tool. The practice of reframing. How we interpret our experiences shapes how we feel about them. If you find yourself alone on a Saturday night, instead of thinking I'm so lonely, try reframing it as I have an opportunity for some quality me time. This shift in perspective can transform your experience of solitude from one of lack to one of opportunity. The importance of consistency in building connections. Relationships are like plants. They need regular nurturing to grow. Make a habit of reaching out to people in your life regularly, not just when you're feeling lonely. A quick text, a short phone call, or a coffee date can keep connections strong even when life gets busy. Now, I want to address those of you who might be introverts or highly sensitive people. You might need more alone time than others to recharge, and that's okay. The key is finding the right balance between solitude and connection that works for you. Don't force yourself into social situations that drain you. Instead, focus on finding the types of interactions and relationships that energize and fulfill you. Here's a powerful question to reflect on. What did I do today to connect with others? Ask yourself this every evening. It doesn't have to be something big. Maybe you smiled at a stranger, had a meaningful conversation with a coworker, or sent a supportive text to a friend. Recognizing these moments of connection can help you see that you're not as isolated as you might feel. The power of shared experiences in creating bonds. When we go through something with others, whether it's a challenging project at work, a fitness class, or a community event, it creates a sense of camaraderie. Look for opportunities to engage in shared experiences. These shared moments become the foundation for deeper connections. Now, I want to address the impact of your physical environment on your sense of connection. Your surroundings can either foster or hinder feelings of connection. Create spaces in your home that feel warm and inviting, both for yourself and for potential visitors. Something as simple as a comfortable seating area or a well-stocked kitchen for sharing meals can make your space more conducive to connection. Here's another powerful strategy. Practice active appreciation. Make it a habit to express gratitude and appreciation to the people in your life. Thank the barista who makes your coffee. Tell your friend how much you value their support. Acknowledge your coworkers' hard work. When we actively appreciate others, we strengthen our connections and create a positive cycle of goodwill. The role of personal growth in overcoming loneliness. When you're actively working on becoming the best version of yourself, you naturally become more interesting and attractive to others. Plus, the process of growth often puts you in situations where you meet like-minded individuals. Whether you're learning a new skill, exploring a new hobby, or working towards a personal goal, your journey of self-improvement can be a pathway to meaningful connections. Now, I want to address the power of storytelling in creating connections. Humans are wired for stories. It's how we make sense of the world and relate to each other. Practice sharing your stories and listening to the stories of others. Your experiences, your challenges, your triumphs. These are unique to you, and sharing them allows others to know the real you. Similarly, when you listen to others' stories with genuine interest, you create space for deep, meaningful connections. Instead of waiting for the right people to come into your life, focus on being the right person. Cultivate the qualities you admire in others: kindness, reliability, positivity, authenticity. When you embody these qualities, you naturally attract people with similar values into your life. The importance of forgiveness, not just of others, but of yourself. Perhaps you've made mistakes in past relationships. Maybe you've let friendships fade or pushed people away. Holding on to guilt or shame over these past actions only deepens your sense of isolation. Forgive yourself, learn from past experiences, but don't let them define your future. Every day is a new opportunity to create meaningful connections. Now, I want to address the role of purpose in combating loneliness. When we have a sense of purpose, something that gives our life meaning beyond ourselves, we naturally feel more connected to the world around us. This could be a cause you're passionate about, a goal you're working towards, or a way you contribute to your community. Finding and pursuing your purpose not only gives you a sense of fulfillment, but also connects you with others who share your values and passions. Is another powerful tool is practice of active listening. In our fast-paced world, truly listening to others has become a rare skill. but it's a skill that can dramatically improve your relationships. When you're talking with someone, give them your full attention. Listen not just to respond, but to understand. Ask thoughtful questions. Show genuine interest in what they're saying. People are drawn to those who make them feel heard and understood. The power of vulnerability again, because it's so crucial. In our efforts to protect ourselves from hurt, we often put up walls. We present a polished, perfect version of ourselves to the world. But true connection comes from sharing our authentic selves, including our struggles, our fears, our imperfections. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you create space for others to do the same. And it's in these moments of shared vulnerability that the deepest connections are formed. Now, I want to address the importance of patience once more. Building meaningful relationships takes time. It's not something that happens overnight. There will be setbacks. There will be moments of frustration. But don't let these discourage you. Every step you take, every effort you make, is bringing you closer to the connections you desire. Trust the process. Stay committed to your growth. Here's a final powerful reminder. You are worthy of connection just as you are. You don't need to change who you are to deserve love, friendship, and belonging. Your unique qualities, your experiences, your perspective, these are valuable. They're what make you you. And there are people out there who will appreciate and value the real you. Remember, forcing yourself to stop feeling lonely isn't about never being alone. It's about finding comfort in your own company while also creating meaningful connections with others. It's about building a life that feels fulfilling and connected, whether you're in a crowd or on your own. You have the power to change your life, to create the connections you crave, to build a world where you feel seen, heard, and valued. It starts with a decision you can make right now. A decision to take action, to open yourself to new possibilities, to be the friend you want to have. So, what will your first step be? Will you reach out to an old friend? Join a new group? Start a conversation with a stranger, whatever it is? Take that step, and then take another, and another after that. Each step, no matter how small, is progress. Each action, no matter how simple, is moving you forward. You are not alone in feeling lonely. It's a universal human experience, but you have the power to change it. You have the strength to create the life and the connections you desire. Believe in yourself. Trust the process. Keep moving forward. Your future self, you're the one surrounded by meaningful connections, the one who feels a deep sense of belonging. That future self is counting on you to take action today. Don't let them down. You've got this. Now go out there and create the connected life you deserve.